Okay, so I'm currently in need of two things, um, gas as well as to finish my cardio. So, if we're being real, I think cardio is going to come first. I've definitely got enough to make it to the gym, and then gas up on the way home. Honestly, probably fuel up on the way home too. Maybe I wouldn't call it an addiction, but I would definitely call it a strong habit. I've been having a lot of canes, but come on, what's going to beat a caniac? Are we being real? I hate to slander the Wendy's spicy chicken sandwich, and I wouldn't even call this slander. It's justified, but I don't know what happened. I don't know if they had a spice change. I don't know if they had. Uh, I don't know if I had like some kind of something change in my gut biome, but now I went from going from like four spicy chicken sandwiches at once and being fine, feeling all hunky dory, to now, if I even have one, I feel it the next day in a you know, in a bathroom kind of way. But just whatever. So one of my more preferred sources of calories is now not accessible, at least not without a price. So yeah, what are you gonna do, man? So for you, how long have you been in school? You gotta think anybody college age or even high school age, or I guess below, if anybody like that's here. You guys have been in there for like 2 weeks. Having fun yet? Oh my goodness, I'm just being mean to you. I've got another like week and a half before I get to go back and get back into a lecture mindset, which I find is going to be very difficult. I feel like I get very used to low maintenance in terms of my, workload. So once I don't have school for a while, let's just say it's not easy to get the gears turning again. I just had to finish an exam earlier today. You know anything about the cooling rate of AISI steel, hot rolled at 23 meters per second? Well, in an ideal world, you wouldn't have to because that shit sucked. But whatever. Plan now 30 minutes cardio, and then I'm going to have chest later tonight. I might do chest and shoulders. I don't know. I'll see. Honestly, I think I definitely will. Because right now, chest is. I'm going light. I'm not really going to push it just because I. Oh, goodness. Just because, I don't want to re injure myself. Because I pulled it pretty good about 2.5 weeks ago. I'm kind of guessing. I don't remember. Maybe it was only a week and a half. Let's just say 2 weeks. Call it even. So that was a real. It was a rep I was doing too quick with, a good amount of weight. And right in the bottom as I'm pushing back up, really pulled this thing right in here. Not like that Larry Wheels clip, if you know what I'm talking about, but enough where there was no more chest that day. So I do feel pretty strong. I can sit here and flex it, pretty much as hard as I can with no discomfort. But I'd say I'm in the above 50% strength range, or let's just say above 50% recovery range. But, you kind of can develop a little bit of a false sense of security with something like that, because it feels good for a little, and like, oh, I can squeeze my hand pretty hard, but then as soon as you actually do something with load, you hit yourself again. So, like I've been kind of ever since I pulled it, or every time I ever pull anything, I kind of get into like a little bit of an injury mindset when I'm saying these chats. But for one thing, obviously, do your best not to pull your shit. But once it's pulled, you got to assess the damage and say, all right, this is how long you need to take off. Right here is probably when I can ease back into it a little bit, and then so and so, whatever. Now, as a beginner, as somebody who's never, let's just say a chest pull, for example. Let's say you're doing heavy pressing on chest. You're a sub 1 year lifter, and you pull something, which I don't know. How many beginners are getting hurt? I feel like that's more like a kind of moderate, kind of a moderate advanced kind of thing. just because, the beginner may not push himself so hard with the weight. Uh, but either way, let's say first time you've ever done it, you don't really know how long it's going to take you to get back into it. I've kind of pulled shit all over. Um, Let me see if I can kind of run down the roster. Hamstrings, both sides have each had a good amount of little tweaks and pops, all kind of intramuscular, never any like tendon style stuff, which have all kind of come back after like a month, 2 months. Um, what else? Both chests a little bit, kind of on either side. Uh, yeah. My right shoulder was kind of funky for a while. I really couldn't tell you the cause of that though. Maybe I was going too heavy on lateral raises, but I never really go too far beyond my capabilities. Even if I do a set where I'm kind of swinging a little bit, it's still a weight which I can manage moving around. And hard to say. But, once you've done it for a few times, not that I'm saying you should, you kind of get an idea like, okay, this is going to be, I need to not do anything for like 2 weeks. And that's when I say that, do not take that as though I'm saying, I need to stay home for 2 weeks and recover. No, I'm saying just don't reactivate with any kind of serious load, whatever muscle your injury is hindering for those 2 weeks. So still do back, still do arms, still do legs, still do fucking shoulders. Just chill out on chest, you know. And that'll apply to fucking anybody, Let's say you were about to land a 1360 McTwist on the half pipe, but somebody fucking threw a Mountain Dew at you and you broke your ankle. And you were gonna land it too. So screw that guy. Right? Ankle's busted. Boom. You're screwed, man. Off the slopes for the season. Guess what? Depending on how low it is on your fucking ankle, I mean, I think if that ever happened to me and it was real low, I don't think my training would stop at all. Like, sure, I'd probably be hobbling around in crutches, or I'd have a little scooter with a boot. But if it was below where the pad could be on leg extensions, I'd still do fucking leg extensions. I'd still do leg curls. The more that you can work around an injury, honestly, I'd go so far as to say that it's going to correlate with the better your recovery is going to be. If anybody ever gets hurt, or not you, you'll never get hurt ever because you have the best luck of any lifter in the world. But I'm talking about everybody else, right? What do you think is a better scenario? Stopping your training, sitting at home doing nothing all day. You're probably going to end up eating less food, so your metabolism is going to slow down. And then when you get back into the gym, you're going to have a serious readjustment period, because anything beyond 2 weeks, and honestly, I mean, I feel like even shorter than that, but maybe that's just because I'm a gym addict. It's going to take some readjusting to get back into that zone. So what's better? Taking all the way off, like, oh, I hurt my knee, well, I'm screwed. Or, fucking hitting everything else and letting whatever's fucked up heal. And then you're going to maintain your metabolism. You're still going to be putting a ton of calories through your body. I say that's way better. Leaps and bounds ahead of that previous situation, that previous loser mentality scenario. Right? So, either way, luckily we're all in good health and better spirits, so I can get in and do my cardio and my lift later on unhindered. So let's I don't know what what do I should I just leave the camera on while I do 30 minutes on the bike? Come on, that's nuts. That's nuts. Let's just cut to the post cardio pose down and then get back in the car and discuss. Maybe stop for some food too. Very unfortunately for me, the sauna was closed. Damn. That's like my favorite thing post cardio. 15 minutes in the sauna. Because when you pose down post sauna, you're just like extra fucking, just like extra everything, extra veiny, extra, well, you're just totally soaked, so you're almost like shiny. Oh my goodness. Oh. Oh. So what's the plan for a post-cardio meal? I don't freaking know, man. I think the Canes, but maybe I just want to go home and have cereal. It's up in the air. It's up in the air. Give me like a couple of minutes to pull the trigger on something. All right, so getting back to what we were kind of, or a little bit of what I was saying on the way here. You know, if you are going into school, and like high school is whatever, I'm talking kind of college and above, college slash, I mean, I'm kind of targeting adolescent 20s looking characters with this one. But where is the balance? Where is the balance of work and play? Right? I mean, anybody that's been to a college campus, I'm very sure that you know a couple of characters who all they really do, apart from maintaining a GPA of their liking, is, go bar hopping, house parties, repeat. There you go. Which, I mean, a lot of people have FOMO. People fear missing out on that, right? That's fun. You don't have your parents fucking hankering you about everything all the time. You're out in the world. You're on your own. Let's fucking get nuts. Whoa. Right, but let's think about this, man. Right? So that's one end. And let's say that's all you do. I'm talking a dude who class, parties, deep into Greek life. That's his deal. Right? Now let's flip that. Let's go on the flip side. More loner character. Class, followed by, I mean, obviously, if I'm talking about something like something that someone's trying to make progress in, I'm going to be talking about the gym. So let's say class, followed by gym, meals, macros, and then, dealing with other shit later on. Right? After 4 years of one guy in that initial circumstance and the other guy, right? The lifter versus the non-lifter, right? The gym head versus the partier. After 4 years, who do you think is going to look back and say, oh man, I wish I would have? Do you think the guy who was really killing it in the gym all the time is going to think, oh, I wish I would have partied more, seeing where he's at, in the future? And do you think the party guy is going to think, man, I wish I would have gotten into the gym more? Right? And I'm not saying that like it's rhetorical. It obviously depends on the person, but if you're the kind of nut where you know for a fact, all right, I probably am going to regret what I'm doing tomorrow. I'm going to feel like total shit in the gym. Then, maybe chill out. Maybe don't have a second fucking, what are people drinking nowadays? Rum and Coke? What do you think number one college drink is? Maybe don't have a third cup of, what do they call it? Fuck. Something juice. I can't remember. The just tub of like a variety of shit with a bunch of Gatorade powder and pre-workout. Maybe don't have 3 cups of that. Maybe don't have any. In a gym progress standpoint and perspective, that is simply gonna interfere with gains and guaranteed gonna interfere with your pumps. I never go into the gym and see one of my buddies say, dude, I got fucked up last night. Now, obviously I hear that, but I never hear that statement followed by or preceded by, this is the best workout I've ever had. The things just don't go 2 and 2, man. I mean, you're legitimately stressing yourself in a way which is going to interfere with your gains. Right? I'm not saying don't get blackout drunk on the regular because I'm a health nut. And I'm like, oh, well, it's bad for you. That's not my perspective. I'm saying if you're, well, I guess I don't know how bad you want it. But if you do kind of want to make enough progress where you can stand out, right, and differentiate yourself from the herd, don't just be like a I mean, I don't want to be mean, but kind of like a background character in your gym, right? And people kind of, they know when you walk in. I don't think, I just don't think going out is going to help you. And, oh, if he sees this, he probably knows I'm talking about him. But I'm in a couple of not sparse, but very varied friend groups. So I'm in all the Snap group chats, right? So I hear what's going on with everybody who's not in, like, people I hang out with where I live. And I'll open up the group chat, and one dude who, like, I would say is pretty solid about the gym, he's like, "We going out to get drinks tonight?" Come on. Look, whatever. Call me a wet blanket, but you're not going to be able to fucking say shit about how good of a chest pump I'm going to have later because I didn't drink last night or the night before that or X number of nights before that. So, take with that what you will. Take with that what you will. It's like a laugh now, cry later scenario. I kind of feel like that with. I mean, there's FOMO all over the place. The hardcore gym nut is gonna feel like he missed out on partying, and the fucking partier is gonna feel like he missed out on the gym, right? But I guess, I mean, if you really got to get into it, the gym nut can still go out to the bars, right? The partier can't go back 5 years, 10 years, X number of years, and get in shape. So that's kind of how I feel about that. That's how I feel about that. So, yeah, 2 more weeks and then I'll be back in the mayhem of the rec center at my school. It's not that bad. Like, honestly, I really like it in there just because it has all my buddies. Like, there's a pretty defined crew, but it's so busy. So freaking busy over there. I would love 24-hour access, but then you're trusting college students to use a rec center at 24-hour availability responsibly, which I would call that maybe not the best mix. So either way, let's switch topics. Let's do a little rewind or a little fast forward to something else. Blah 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 blah. I don't think I have any other kind of cool motivational shit to say. Yeah, nothing, man. Nothing. Yeah, I'm good. I thought I was gonna run out of gas. I mean, would you believe it? I'm doing my fucking laundry. Jordan Peterson style. I'm cleaning up my room today. And I'm not saying that like I'm gonna do it later. I'm kind of in the process of doing it because I kind of have a lot of stuff to sort out. A lot of clothes, a lot of random boxes, a lot of other. Because I don't live at the house all the time. Right now I'm at the parents' house, of course. So more often than not, more time out of the year I'm at my school apartment. So my room slash the gym at home gets a bit rough since, in a way, it's like I'm almost away from home, right? Because I'm at school more often. But will that affect the pump? No. If anything, it'll probably improve it. Because if I wanted to do a home gym lift over the last couple of days, I would have had to clean all this shit up and get it out of there. Because it was kind of right in the middle of the free weight zone. I think I may end up upgrading the home gym. I'll see what happens post school, because this is my last semester, hopefully. So maybe I'll either lock it into the parents' basement and make that a badass home gym, or who knows what else. That feels so far in the future. All I need to focus on is getting my food into my system, being nice and fueled up, so that when I go and hit chest later, I'll have to wear safety glasses towards the end of the workout because my shirt will be so tense because my chest is like squeezing up against it that it might, burst. And you got to be careful with stuff like that because it'll take your freaking eye out. Safety first, of course. It's like I was saying, don't hurt yourself. So yeah, Canes, followed by probably the last 3 episodes of maybe 4 episodes of Snowfall. I kind of hit a lull right now, but once it's over with, I'll probably pick something else. You know, one thing that's definitely gonna hype you up to have a good lift. It's Berserk. And there's shows, there's movies, but your best bet is to just read it. You just gotta read that shit. And that's not me giving you advice, that's me giving me advice. I've only watched up until like the end of the movies and a little bit of that new animation, which is all 3D and jank. But I know reading it's better. Yeah, but sometimes with that sort of shit, I like putting it off. Like I like saving it for later. You know, it's if you watch everything as soon as you get your hands on it, it just kind of seems like it's over like that. You know, it's fun to have stuff ahead of you in the future. I feel like that's definitely something I like lifting wise, is because not only do I want to see myself in the gym tonight, pumped, right, and lift the weights, go through the process of everything pre-workout, this, that, and the other, see everybody lifting around me, but I mean, I also get excited about that in 5 years. Not only just for, seeing how I'm going to look, but anybody who's been, let's just say, gym involved or gym affiliated for the last couple of years, or even getting closer to like 10 or so. I'm more like in the 5 range. Gyms change. Gyms fucking change. Population, just like vibe, overall, style, whatever. Like, there's kind of eras to this shit. So it's fun to kind of be an early bird, because I've got a lot of gym related shit in the future to look forward to. But either way, Canes, potentially, and actually not even potentially, more than likely a nap, and then chest with shoulders. So for you, that's going to be tomorrow, but for me, that's going to be like a couple of hours from now. So I'll see you then.